there's a pressure to give gifts, and for some of us who don't have the money to give the nicest things to everyone we know, can really affect the way that we feel about ourselves and therefore our mental health. Welcome to Therapy Explained, where we explain, demystify, and destigmatize mental health and mental health treatment. My name is Deniss. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and your very own mental health cheerleader. As you may already know, every video comes with its own cheat sheet that I make available to you on Instagram, so make sure that you're following me there at Talk Therapy. Today's video is all about how to manage the pressure of gift giving. Now, I know this might sound like a pretty random topic when we talk about mental health, but what I notice is that during the holidays, something that really tends to affect our mental health is this pressure to give gifts. Remember that it's all connected. Our mental health doesn't exist in its own plane. Everything that we live, experience, all the interactions that we have with the people around us, they affect our mental health. So during the holidays, what I notice again is that connection. There's a pressure to give gifts, and for some of us who don't have the money to give the nicest things to everyone we know, can really affect the way that we feel about ourselves and therefore our mental health. So let's go ahead and talk about how to manage the pressure to give gifts during this holiday season. Number one, rethink gift giving. Let's start at the root of it. All this pressure to give gifts tends to come from the idea that if we love and care about someone, we must buy them something. And then that something needs to be really nice and really special, which often translates to pretty expensive. But if we kind of start to challenge that idea that we have to give everyone something so they know that we care about them, and number two, that this thing needs to be really special and really nice, it can help us reduce some of that pressure. Something as simple as writing a letter, writing a card, sending a message, that is important. That's how we communicate to the people that we care about them, that we love them, and that they are special to us. Remember that our words are just as important as our actions, so that is a way in which we can show love and care for the people around us and not have to give everyone we know a gift. And that it also doesn't have to be the nicest gift. Number two, create a budget and stick to it. So really sit with yourself and realistically brainstorm how much you can spend on gifts overall and how much you want to spend on each person. Again, remember that the thought is what matters. So maybe there's a certain number of people that you will only send cards to, or a little piece of candy to, or just a text message, and a select few that you will actually spend money on. Be realistic about this and keep yourself accountable, which is where the mental health part of this comes in. If you have financial trauma, and if you want to learn more about it, make sure to check out my video on it. But if you have financial trauma, you might feel too much pressure to spend so much money on other people when you don't have any money, and then that guilt might be coming up for you as well. So it can be helpful to set a budget, a realistic budget that you feel comfortable with, and trying to stick to it as much as possible. Number three, be creative. There are so many places nowadays in which you can get ideas for homemade, DIY, or low-cost gifts. TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, all over the place, even here on YouTube. So many videos about how you can make low-cost gifts in your home for the people that you care about. Again, touching back to the thought, it really is what matters. It doesn't mean that you have to buy or spend so much money on a gift for someone. Something homemade is just as special. So allow yourself to be creative. If I only have, $15 for this gift, what can I come up with that is special and meaningful for this person to know that I care about them? And lastly, be kind to yourself. Remember that if you don't have the money to buy gifts for everyone, it doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean that you're a bad friend or that you're too poor or any sort of negative self-talk that's coming up for you around this. You have so much more to offer to the people around you than material things. Your friendship, your time, your love, that's really important and really special too, if not more special than the things that you can buy them during Christmas. Again, going back to my first point about the thought being important, right? That really is what matters. Because it really is, especially when we're talking here about our mental health, right? And relationships, which are like the most important things in our mental health, is our relationship to other people and with other people. Making sure that we're developing meaningful connections, it really takes all of those love languages. You know, the words of affirmation and spending time together and doing favors for each other, helping one another out and hugging one another. There's just so many other ways in which you can show love and care for someone that is not buying them things. Even the love language of gift giving doesn't necessarily mean showering someone with gifts. Gift giving can be, hey, I noticed that, you know, you were low on detergent, so I bought you some from the 99-cent store. Like, I just care for you, and I want you to know that you're someone that I think about, and so I'm gonna do this for you. That's what's really going to build healthy, meaningful relationships, is when we use all of our love languages, when we communicate that to someone through our actions and our words, and not just on what you can buy them in December. So be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and fight some of these capitalistic thoughts that you need to be purchasing gifts for everyone and that they need to be so special and so expensive. Give yourself a break, take a deep breath, step back, and think of this realistically. If you don't want to give someone a gift, don't. And if you can't afford to give someone a gift, don't. It's okay. Sometimes you might even be able to say that. Hey, I wish I had it in my budget to buy you something, but I don't. What's more important though is that I want to let you know that I care about you, that I'm so thankful for your friendship, and that I'm thinking about you during this holiday season. That is just as special. So, you don't have to buy gifts to show someone you love them. And if you still want to, because this might be your love language, also give yourself a break on how much you can actually spend and afford during this season. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos on all things mental health. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, I'm always cheering for you.